I stopped near at this restaurant and I taking a break. Sitting off to the side, there were two elderly ladies, and they were talking about the movie, The Passion of Christ, had just come out. And I was listening to them because they were talking too loud, as elderly people quite often do. One of the ladies was saying that she feared that the people, after they watched that movie, might get down or even hate Jews and want to do something bad to them. And as she was speaking, there was a gentleman on over here, and the gentleman said loud enough, an older gentleman, and he said loud enough for all to hear, "I hate Jews." You could hear a pin drop. Those women's eyes got big, thinking, uh-oh. And so I looked over at him and I said, "Sir," I said, "do you hate Jews because they're Jews?" And he kind of slanted his eyes over at me and he said, "No." And so I asked him to come over. And he did, brought his drink over. And I said, "Okay, why do you hate Jews then?" And he said, "I hate Jews because they didn't kill Hitler and his brown shirts when they first started up over there in Germany." And he said because they didn't do that, he said World War II got going. And he said, "I had been building up for 10 years, saving money so that I could buy a farm." He'd been a farmhand for all that time, saving money, hoping to get a farm. Well, he got drafted, had to go over there and fight in Europe. He said he saw a lot of good men die on both sides. And he said it's terrible what war is. And he said there's no reason that war should have ever started or had happened, because he said the Jews, they should have killed him when they started getting pushed around. And they didn't do it. And he said, "I hate the Jews for that." And I said, "Well, I think the Jews paid a pretty hard price." And he said, "I don't care." He said, "When I got back," he said, I didn't have enough money and couldn't buy a farm." And he said, "I ended up being a farmhand for the rest of my life." And he said, "I'll hate them forever." And I said, "Well, that's keep you warm then, one way or another." But there's a lot of hate out there, but it isn't necessarily racism. And so when somebody says something that you think is racism, you might just keep calm and ask the few questions, and you may find out that there are very few true racists out there in the real world. This is McCook's Mr. Bill. Thanks for listening.